Welcome back to the Power of PD YouTube channel. My name is Erica Harrell and I am your host. I'm so excited for this week's episode. In this week's episode, we are talking all about how to get to know your learners so that you can deliver a high quality PD program. All right, just like we expect our teachers in education to truly deeply know their students, the same is true for those delivering professional development to adults. You really have to know the adults that you're planning that PD for, or else you're going to lose them. You're going to be teaching something and they're going to be like, I already know this, or this is way too deep for me. There might be a number of issues that happen if you are delivering a professional development program to folks who you don't know deeply enough. So in this episode, I'm going to talk all about ways in which you can get to know your learners just a little bit better, or even a lot better, so that you can plan high quality programming that feels like and is truly just for them. All right, why is this important? Well, because teaching's changing a whole lot. Education has been changing a whole lot since the pandemic. And so there's a lot of new challenges. There's a lot of new things happening. And it's important that even if you feel like I know teachers because I was a teacher 5 years ago and this was a challenge I had, that might not necessarily be the same or the biggest or the most important challenge that someone is having in the classroom if you work with teachers, or even if you work with assistant principals or principals in the school building. And so you want to make sure that you're up to date, current about what's happening with the folks who you serve in your professional development so that your program directly aligns to what they need and you feel like you can actually support them with that. So a couple of things to keep in mind as you are planning your program and as you're starting to get it out into the world. When you are getting to know your learners, you want to think about what's working for them and why is it working. You want to think about what's not working and why not. What's the big problem with that? And then you also want to know what are their hopes, their dreams, their desires, because you want to make sure that you're delivering a program that leads them to where they want to be, not just where you think they want to be or where you would hope that they would be. This is truly about your learner, and so you want to make sure you know. What do they want? What do they desire? What do they dream about? What do they hope for themselves and for their classroom or for their school or for their students? So make sure you know those 3 questions, and here's a few ways to get to them. All right, the first way to get to answering those 3 questions is through conversation. Just talk to people. Talk to people you know who are in the seats of your ideal audience or your ideal learners. Talk to people they know who they can connect you with, so someone you don't even know, but you know through someone else. Talk to people on social media. There are so many people on social media and so many Facebook groups about what it is you are probably doing a PD program on. There's also LinkedIn groups. There's people on Instagram. Go ahead and just start getting in conversation with people. Go to the post, comment on it, respond to other people's comments, asking them questions, just getting to know them, not in a weird way, in a really authentic way. Be curious. Just try to get to know through conversations. So when you're having these conversations, you might directly ask those 3 questions, but you probably just want to let them talk. Hear from them. Write down some things that they're saying, some words that stand out to you. Try to find new things that they're saying that makes you think about how you can deliver your program. So have conversations is the first way to get the answers to your 3 questions. The next way is through observation. Try your very best if you are not in a school and you teach people who are in schools, try to get into a school and observe those folks in action. You'll learn a lot about what they do, what they don't do, why they're doing certain things, why they're not doing certain things. You'll learn so much just by observing. So do your best to try to get around the people who you serve in action, in the actual work that you're trying to help them with. So if you are supporting math teachers but you no longer work in a school, reach out to some school leaders who you know and ask if you'd be able to observe, even if they're virtual. See if you can just pop in and see how math instruction is going. If you can't observe directly in their work, observe them talking about their work. This is where social media comes back in. Just lurk around the comments a bit in some posts that are about what it is you do and see how people are responding, see what they're saying is working or is not working. You can, of course, then get into conversation if that makes sense, but sometimes just stepping back and doing observations gives you so many answers, gives you so much detailed information. So just observe, just watch and notice what you're noticing. Notice what you're seeing with your learners. All right, the third way to get the answers to those three questions of what's working, what's not working, and the hopes and dreams and desires is through data. Look at the data. Find data online, that's nationwide data, or ask people to share their data with you. A subset of data is work products. So as much as you can, get to your hands on some of the work products that either your learners are producing or maybe the people who they support are producing. So if you are working with coaches, for example, maybe you can get some data from their teachers to see what their teachers are doing well, which then makes you kind of wonder about what their coaches are doing well, and then the same for things that are not going as well. So where are the gaps in the data, and what does that tell you about the coaching that is or is not happening, and then how can you help coaches improve that data of the teachers? So you want to use data. Like I said, do some Google searching, figure out if there's some data out there that's nationwide data that will inform some of the work you're doing in your program. But then you can also reach out to individuals to see if they'd let you take a glance at their data. Of course, they might say, I have to scratch out the student names. That's fine. Maybe it's just big picture data. As much as you can get your eyes on some data that might support the work that you're doing, that can help you understand what's working, what's not, and then even what are their hopes or desires based off of where the data currently stands. Where do they hope that it will get to? What is their goal? That will help you to even craft a stronger, high quality professional development program for them. Okay, our final way to kind of get your answers to your questions about your learners is through searching the internet. Use Google, use YouTube, use Pinterest, and try to find what things are being posted and what does that make you wonder about your topic, about your learners. What things do you see gaps that are not being posted? Are there articles on YouTube, or not on YouTube, on Google, articles on Google or on different blogs that people are putting out that make you wonder about their strengths and their areas for growth and what they hope and desire? There are so many teachers blogging now or creating YouTube or creating TikTok videos. So maybe do a quick search there and see what that helps you to dig up about these questions, so then you can use that to inform your professional development program. All right, we covered 4 ways to get to know your learners just a bit more so that you can craft a PD program that truly aligns to what they need and not just what you desire for them. And so remember, the ways that you can do this is through conversation, through observation, through data analysis, and then last but not least, through searching the internet. Once you do these things, you should have a good idea of what's working for your folks, what's not working for them, and what do they hope, dream, and desire. Using those 3 questions, you then want to start crafting your professional development program so that you're making sure that whatever it is you're designing and delivering to them, you are truly responding to their hopes, dreams, desires, and their needs. I hope that this was helpful. I'm so excited to hear about how you use this, about what questions you have, so please comment in the comment box below. And also don't forget to like this video if you thought it was helpful, share it with another educator who might need it, and as you're continuing your work, don't forget to embrace the power of professional development.